Here is the smorgasbord of books, movies, and a video game and a CD that I have picked up the last couple of weeks from thrift stores, including including a thrift store run from last night. This is, I believe, 5 different thrift store runs. It is Thursday, January 4th, 2024, and I have been accumulating this since since just after Christmas, actually. Haven't had a chance to go through all of it, price it out, prepare it, etc. And so I'm excited to share this stuff with you guys and talk a little bit about what I found. I found some really awesome stuff for my store, which is right here and currently open, but no one's in here, so I'm making the video. And for the other store that I'm actually opening this weekend, surprise. So which is tomorrow and Saturday. So I'll just go through little by little here what I picked up. So basically, these are from different runs. So two thrift store runs actually happened during Christmas break when I was with my family. We were in another city, about an hour, about 90 miles from here, east of here, and we stayed in a house for 4 nights, 5 days, etc. But there were a couple thrift stores around. I went to a Goodwill, and I also went to another one called Angel View, which I'd never been to, but I guess it's out in that area. It's out sort of what would be called like the desert area near Palm Springs, Palm Desert. And I found one book at the Goodwill. Surprisingly, I'm surprised I found one. And at the other one, I found a couple of books. I found these two here, Secret City, The Hidden History of Gay Washington. I'm going to sell that along with this one, Beyond the Last Walk, which is about saying goodbye to a dog that's going to pass away. This is from last year, 2023. These are going to go in my store, the bookstore, my second bookstore, which is just books. And then this one as well, Santa Ana Mountains, History, Habitat, and Hikes, which is a local thing, so I'll put that in the store, see how that does. This one I picked up, not surprisingly, out near Palm Springs, called Palm Springs Modern Dogs at Home. So you could sell this on Amazon, and for around $20, and make around, I don't know, maybe $9 or something, $8. So I'm gonna sell it for $9 in the store. It's literally pictures of dogs in their their owners' Palm Springs homes. And it sells pretty well on Amazon. It was published in 2020, and it's still selling. And there's less copies than are being sold, so it's basically guaranteed to sell if you put it up there. But I'm gonna try it locally. So I picked those up, and then I'll just go through one by one. All 3 of these came from a thrift store right near my house, which I don't go to that often, but I stopped in and I found There Will Be Blood, which is that awesome movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. Gonna sell it in the store for $5. I got it for $3. I got all these for $3. This is all 3 Crocodile Dundees. I'm gonna sell it for $7 in my store. Picked it up for $3. Harry Potter, all 8 films. I'm gonna sell it for $9. These are all DVDs though, not Blu-rays. So DVDs, sell it for $9 in the store. I think that was a great pickup. I've never had that. I do have all of them, or at least at some point I did. I may have sold some of them, the entire series. So it's always good to pick up that kind of stuff. And I picked up Shot Caller Blu-ray. I'm gonna sell for $7. Turns out this one is a little more rare. I've seen that movie, came out about 5 years ago. Prince DVD, which is live at the Aladdin in Las Vegas. So I'll sell that for $5. And I also picked up Murphy Brown, the first season, which, if you remember from back in the day, was a very popular show. I'll sell that for $3, the normal price. And the first and second season of Designing Women, which of course has Jean Smart, who's now made a big resurgence, Dixie Carter, Delta Burke, and Annie Potts. If you've seen that, let me know. It's an 80s show. Designing Women, first 2 seasons, and then 30 Rock, season 3, sealed copy. Again, I'm always looking for sealed TV box sets to keep building up what I have of certain shows and try to put enough together to get the whole series. I also picked up Rescue Me, the 4th season sealed copy of it for a couple bucks. This is from a separate thrift store run. This is from the one that I did last night. Rescue Me, Thor, and Shoot 'em Up Blu-rays. Those will go in my store. This one was a sealed copy of Nintendo DS High School Musical 2 Work This Out. It is still sealed. Picked it up for $3. I'll put it in my store. I'm gonna list it for $7. Sealed copy on eBay is around $10 and up. Surprised to find a sealed copy, although considering it's not a super popular title, I guess it's not that surprising, but still surprising nonetheless. This was with the books because they thought it was a book, but just by looking at it, I could tell once I flipped it open that it was 3 CDs in there. And this is for the legendary Brazilian bossa nova songwriter and singer Antonio Carlos Jobim, the man from Ipanema. So it's bossa nova. They only had it listed for $1, so I'm gonna sell it for $8 in my store. It's essentially kind of like a box set collection with 3 CDs. I've never seen it before. It's fairly rare. On eBay there's maybe 5 or so copies, but it does not sell that often on eBay. But I prefer to just have it in my music store, have that as an option. Now, also I picked up these two. These two from a different store, thrift store. This one here is Semi Truck Color History, which I bought for $2, and I'm gonna list it for $21.99 plus shipping, taking offers on eBay. These are the only 2 that I'm gonna list on eBay. This one I picked up last night, which just looked really interesting to me. The complete Australian boomerang book. So it's not just boomerang book, it's the Australian, which I guess is different because it says an introduction to the art of throwing and understanding the Australian boomerang. Plans for making your own, competitions, etc. It's interesting to me. So this stood out because number 1, it's a boomerang book. Number 2, it's an Australian boomerang book. It's oversized, so it looks kind of unique and different. And then it was only $1.50. It says including free boomerang. I don't think there's a free boomerang in here. Some really cool photos, big photos. When is this from? 1986. There was no copies on eBay. There was a listing on Amazon, but no copies. If I remember correctly, yeah, that's right. There was none. And then I found a couple of copies on Biblio and I think Abe Books, both of which were going for $125. So I'm gonna take a bit of a flyer on this, listed on eBay for $100, taking offers plus shipping, see what happens. I'll let you guys know if it sells. And then all of these are going on Amazon. So this one here, and remember, I'm only doing merchant fulfilled or fulfilled by merchant, not FBA or fulfilled by Amazon. So I will list all of these, store, and then ship them when they sell. This is the native ground. This one's not a high profit one, but I picked it up for like $1. Indians and colonists in the heart of the continent, and it sells. All these sell really well. This one does not sell super often, but I'll list it for $12.41. And this one was in my other bookstore that I found. That I'm going to open this weekend. The only one I found in that Goodwill that I went to out in the desert was this one. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. It's either Fought, I guess. Fought Choi. Book of Fortune, a fortune-telling game. Illustrated game board included, which is in the back. I'm going to list it for $59.99. I got it for $3. In the back here, it has the game folded up. This is the, let's see, I think this is the 3rd edition. So 3rd edition, but the original one, was published in as you can see, 48. This copy is 2009. So this particular copy on Amazon does sell pretty consistently and goes for good money. Currently, it's going for a little bit more than this, the cheapest price, but it hasn't sold in a little while because it's, I believe, priced too high. So I'm gonna price it about $10 less and see if it moves quicker. This one I just picked up yesterday. Veterinary Instruments and Equipment, a Pocket Guide. When you see these kind of veterinary books, look them up. Got it for $1, listed for $23. I'll list it for 23 bucks on Amazon. So that's a good pickup. That'll sell pretty quick. And then this one was a really nice pickup last night. Blink 182, Tales from Beneath Your Mom. I've never seen it before. It's from 2001. Obviously, you see what it's about. Got it for 75 cents last night. And I'm going to list it for 40 bucks on Amazon, merchant fulfilled. So that's a really interesting book I've never seen before, and it was just sitting on the shelf, and it should sell for that amount. It's a good one to look out for. And then these other two are excellent ones to look out for as well that were on the shelf last week. This one I got for $4, both of them for $4. This one is Grassroots Baseball, Route 66. I'm going to list it for $75. It was just sitting on the thrift store shelf, and it should sell for that amount. This is a really big, oversized, heavy coffee table type of book about baseball. Is that a signature? Hold on. Yep. So it's actually signed by Gene Fruth. I don't know who that is. Alan? Is that somebody that had to do with this as well? Yeah, so this might be actually worth more money. I'll have to look it up. But even without the signature, it's going for 75 bucks on Amazon. And then this one is another one that was just sitting on the thrift store shelf. Like I tell you, there's money to be made out there. Looking at a masterpiece. I'm gonna list it for $81, merchant fulfilled on Amazon. Let's see what year this was published. 2017. Beautiful pictures, as you can see. Yeah, and this one just stood out to me when I saw it. I really like to look up some of the larger oversized books because they can be worth some good money. All right, so this one is called Looking at a Masterpiece, Madeline Stebbins, and I will list it for 81 bucks. The more books and media you look up on Amazon and eBay, do your research about, the quicker you can find the best stuff. So keep that in mind as you're out there. It's a learning curve, but if you look up hundreds and then thousands of titles and then list and sell hundreds and then thousands of titles, you will get better and better until you get to the point where you can essentially just look at a shelf and you can pull off the ones that are worth looking up and save yourself a lot of time, especially when you're crunched for time. And you can go see more and more places, more and more sources. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.